You're watching Tackle Talk Live, now into our 6th season as your #1 resource for bass tournament information, with a primary focus on both Toledo Bend and Sam Rayburn. Your hosts, Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff and Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean. Two guys with years of successful tournament experience on all levels. Guys who understand the importance of good information. Anglers willing to share their knowledge to help you become a better angler. So pay close attention as these guys give you more insight on how, when, and where to catch winning stringers. Here are your hosts of Tackle Talk Live, Steve Graff and Kevin Jean.
That's right. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, the best and most informative program for Sam Rayburn Toledo Bend that you'll ever watch. Now, I don't know if that's true or not, but on today's show, it's going to be myself, Steve Graff, Iowa Pro Staffer Steve Graff, along with Territory Manager for Sportco Marketing, Kevin Jean, on the south end of Louisiana down there. Kevin, we had cold weather come back into the Arklatex, but this week, spring is coming quick.
Yeah, it is, Steve. Thank goodness. You know, it's somebody, the good Lord turned the fans on for about the past 2 weeks, and it's been blowing and cold and raining. But man, we got some good weather, some good fishing weather in the forecast. So it looks like the next couple of weeks it's going to be some really good fishing.
And I'm telling you guys, if you're looking for something to fish, you tuned into the right show, because today we're going to give you a breakdown of what all is going on for the month of March. That may take us 30 minutes to go through all the tournaments going on in the month of March.
Yeah. No, it is, Steve. It's packed out. You know, March always is. That's when that's when it gets right. That's when it's the best. And but man, we got some really good ones coming up. Some chances to win a lot of money. The new Toledo Bend Bass Series started up this past weekend. Steve, they had 78 entries. We're going to talk more and more about that circuit and what they got coming up. They got another tournament coming up this weekend. We've got the winner of this past weekend tournament of the Toledo Bend Bass Series, Kevin Lasyone. We got him coming on. But man, what a great turnout for their first tournament. No forward-facing sonars allowed. They break the lake down into regions. This past weekend was north only above Pendleton Bridge. This coming weekend is south only below Pendleton Bridge. So some interesting rules there, but man, it really seemed to go over well.
Yeah, I know one thing Matt Stewart, who's the owner of this series, him and his wife, is it Gina? I think it's Gina. They put this together, and this is something that's been in the works for quite a while. I know for at least over a year and a half that I think he's been looking to do this, if not longer. And at first I thought the concept, I said, I don't know about it. I don't know about how this is. But the more I thought about it, I thought, pretty neat concept. You know, as big as Toledo Bend, 70 miles long. Yeah. You divide the lake in half. Dude, you can't fish everything on one end of the lake on either end. And even in a week, I mean, it's almost impossible to cover all of it. So, and I think he changed one of the rules this past week, allowing guys to pre-fish. If the tournament's on the north end, you can fish south of the bridge. You're allowed to do that, which I thought that was a good move on his part. A lot of guys that live there, they want to go out and fish, whatever. But I don't think, and you and I both know, those two ends of the lake can fish totally different.
That's two different bodies of water almost. But no, that was a great call. I think he's going to get a lot more boats by doing that, because people that are coming on vacation or just live at the lake, coming to the lake, they can fish now. They don't have to just sit there and stare at the water. They can go fishing on the south end if the tournament's on the north end. They go fishing north end if the tournament's on the south end. So I think that was a great call by him. I think that's going to get him a lot more boats down the road.
Well, we're going to visit with a guy today, him and Kevin Lasyone, no stranger to Toledo Bend, highly successful guy, does really well on Toledo Bend, Sam Ray, pretty much anywhere Kevin goes. Kevin's a great angler, former FLW pro, and his partner, Hunter Despino, Randy's nephew, I do believe. I think it's Randy's nephew. And I see Hunter here at Despino Tire, do a lot of business here with Despino, and I see Hunter quite often, and great guy, good team right here. They came in with 20.11 pounds of fish. Again, Kevin, no forward-facing sonar. And I've seen another event on Lake of the Pines. It took like 21 pounds to win. And it brought back memories for me. This is how it used to be won. If you had 20 pounds, you were in the hunt. But with forward-facing sonar, you might get a check, maybe. But I'm glad to see this format come back. I look for more people to follow suit with this. I just think I think it's bringing people back to the water again.
I think this is going to open the eyes of a lot of people for sure. For this
Yeah.
tournament to have this number, a lot of tournament directors, this will open their eyes for this to do this. So, and then turn around on Sam Rayburn. The Outlaw Outdoors event number 2 is this past weekend. Took 29, almost 30 pounds to win it, Steve.
Yeah.
2 12-pounders was weighed in. We're going to talk more about that. We're going to kind of jump into that to results they had. They had 9 bags over 20 pounds. So man, it's some brutal conditions. They caught them pretty good. Turnaround. And then the Rattle Trap tournament was on Sunday. What did it take to win it? It took 1852 to win it, which again, man, brutal conditions on Sunday. So, it was, but man, Saturday, they caught them really well over there on Sam Rayburn.
Lasyone and Despino go to the Rattle Trap tournament on Sunday. They came in second. I figured up they raked in over $6,000 this past weekend on 2 events. So congratulations to both those guys. And but we got a warming trend coming in this week. There's a lot of tournaments taking place this coming weekend. And it's going to be I think there's going to be some really good sacks weighed in on all of our area lakes in Rayburn, Toledo, Lake of the Pines, Caddo. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on and a lot of fish going to be caught. And but anyway, we've got that. We've got area lake levels coming up. Some of the lakes are on the rise. We got tournament results, tip of the week, along with Kevin's Shimano product preview. All this and more today, right here on Tackle Talk Live. We're going to take a quick break, recognize a few of our sponsors. When we return, we'll visit with Kevin Lasyone, who had a very profitable weekend. You're watching Tackle Talk Live.
A good marine dealer is hard to find, but a great dealer is even harder. But in Iowa, Louisiana, there's a marine dealer that falls into the great category. Power Implements Marine, South Louisiana's go-to dealer for all things related to the boating industry. A Minn Kota, Garmin, and Mercury dealer, guaranteeing you first-rate service in both sales and repair. A great selection of new and used boats to choose from, including Skeeter, G3, Ranger, Camus, and Go Devil. A knowledgeable staff that will treat you like family and are always willing to go the extra mile to ensure you walk out a happy customer. To see everything they have to offer, go to powerimplements.com or stop by 606 East Miller Street in Iowa, Louisiana. Plus, mention Tackle Talk Live and save $500 off a new or pre-owned boat or $50 off your first service ticket. Toledo Health is a full-service primary and acute care clinic. Nurse practitioners Jarrett Rule and Melissa Vines bring quality health care that's needed and convenient to the area. Nothing is worse than being sick on your family or fishing getaway. Whether it's a stomach virus or a hook in the hand, Toledo Healthcare will try and meet all your health care needs. Appointments available and walk-ins are always welcome. So the next time you're feeling down at Toledo Bend, stop by Toledo Healthcare, located on Highway 6 just south of Toledo Town, or call 318-508-5323. Very few stores are a complete one-stop shop, but Cypress Knee Outdoors is such a place. A store within a store. Cypress Knee is located inside 3J's 4-Way. Whether you need gas, food, drinks, or bait and tackle, they have it. Cypress Knee Outdoors carries top-name fishing brands like Strike King, Sandtone, Spro, and V&M. Crappie jigs from Bobby Garland. Need hunting gear? They have it. Ammunition from rifle to shotgun shells. Deer scents from Buck Wild and Doe and Heat. Deer stands from Titan and feeders from T-Hanger. Cypress Knee has it all. Located off I-49, exit 127, just south of Natchitoches, Louisiana. So stop by Cypress Knee Outdoors and let John Abram and his staff show you everything they have to offer. Or give them a call at 318-238-HUNT.
You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
This is Tackle Talk Live. Thank you for tuning us in today. This segment presented by our newest sponsor, Toledo Bend Bass Series. Keys Toledo Bend Tackle, the Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, Shimano, and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. And if you mention Tackle Talk Live, you'll get $500 off the purchase of a new or used boat or $50 off your first service ticket. And so make sure You tell them you watch Tackle Talk Live. All right, on the Tackle Talk hotline, we've got a man who is, I think, headed for the bank to deposit all his checks from this past weekend. Brother Kevin Lasyone, former FLW pro Kevin Lasyone. Kevin, man, glad to have you. First of all, congratulations on a great weekend, dude.
Thanks. I appreciate it.
Kevin, so, Toledo Bend Bass Series, it was their first tournament. 78 boats, huge turnout for their first tournament, especially on Toledo Bend. No forward-facing sonar. Just kind of give us, first of all, your thoughts on the tournament, and that kind of turnout. Everything went smooth. I heard everything went really good.
Right. Everything went really good. And I mean, super nice people, and well run.
Yeah. No, we heard positive things all weekend, heard great things. So this tournament was just north of the bridge. You could only fish north of Pendleton Bridge. So 20 pounds, and it was rough condition. It was cold. I know you like that, but Kevin, you can do it both. We can go shallow, you can go deep. How did you catch the majority of your fish on Saturday?
Majority of the fish, well, basically all the fish pretty much come out. We did catch a few shallow, but most of them come 8 to 12 foot of water out of brush on a jig. And I mean, it was a deal. I went Friday and went shallow, and 40-degree water where I was at, shallow, way in the back of one of them spots. And then the main lake was, I don't forget what it was. It wasn't much warmer, 45, 47 maybe. Either way, I'd like to froze to death Friday, and I loaded up, give it up. I told Hunter, I said, we'd just go fishing. Yeah. And he caught one pretty quick on a jig, and I told him all the other 14 rods, I said, put them on the back deck. I said, that we'll throw a jig the rest of the day. And it worked out,
Kevin, I know you basically have a camp on the south end of Toledo Bend. Do you fish much on that north end of the lake this time of year, like early in the year, and then kind of work your way back down south, or would you rather be on the south end?
Well, I mean, I had a camp above the bridge, and I've had a bunch of spots up there. I learned from just leaving the camp, going not far and fishing. It really don't make no difference, whether I go north or south. I really don't go that much to housing in 6 Mile because of the people, so many people down there. I fished mainly mid-lake. I fished mid-lake when I had the camp above the bridge. And now that I got this camp, I'll fish mid-lake above and below the bridge. And, I do like going up north, and you catch a lot of fish, but I feel like that you're going to, the fish, I mean, to win a tournament, I think you're going to have to fish mid-lake or south.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's someone, and I've won some from up north. But, I mean, I don't know, it just seems that there's bigger fish, in the middle of the lake. And, and down south, too.
Kevin, in those conditions on Saturday, I mean, y'all throwing a jig around brush, 8 to 14, 15 foot of water, 40-degree water temps. Did you catch a lot, or do y'all just caught a lot of quality?
I'm about I don't know if it's 9:30 or 10 o'clock. We had 19 pounds.
Okay.
Or 19, and then we caught some more fish after that. We went up shallow and flipped around some cypress trees, caught some fish up there, but they were small, and tried some other stuff. And it wasn't working. I told Hunter, I said, we're going back to where we started and stay in that color water. It was a little bit clear water where we were fishing. I said, we're going to stay in the clear water and fish the same depth we've been fishing, and we went back about 1 or 2 o'clock. We caught a couple of fish and upgraded, to get to a little over 20 pounds, I mean, we pretty much had them all we caught them in one little area about 300 yards, 200 to 300 yard stretch. And anyway, when we went through the same stretch, and called up. I actually hooked a couple more that broke off, but I mean, you can't count them. They in the brush, you don't know how big they are until you get them up and get them in halfway up. But either way, we had a couple, I don't know, about 3 more bites that wrapped up in the brush, and we didn't get them out, and broke them off.
What was y'all's big fish for the day?
Right at 5 pounds.
Oh, so y'all had all solid fish then.
All solid fish. I think 3.7 was a small one, and 4.98, or I don't forget exactly. It was right at basically at 5 pounds even. Is what the fish was.
Kevin, on the, everybody knows about all the grass down there, housing, 6 Mile, Indian Mounds, all that area's got good grass. North of the bridge, there's only one area up there that's kind of been notorious for the grass, and that's the 1215 Blue Lake area. What is the situation up there right now with grass on that end of the lake in that area? Is it in good shape? Is it not in good shape? What's going on up there?
I feel like it's in good shape. I'd actually went to Solon's and put in and seen some grass there. I thought I could catch fish, but it was so cold Friday. You make a cast, you rod, the eyes freeze up. It was just aggravating. And I loaded up about 8 o'clock. But the grass is up there, and I believe you can catch some fish. And around that area right there, you can catch some big fish, in that where it's grass up there, I think.
Right, right.
And, it's known for catching. And I think that's where all the guys, they caught them really good. Pretty much everybody caught fish.
Yeah.
And I think they were, 2 or 3 of them was fishing in that area right there. I talked to one of them guys. He said he had 30 bites flipping the bushes.
Oh, wow.
Oh, really?
You done got Steve all kind of excited, Kevin, now.
Now you got
I don't forget if he had 17 or 18 pounds, but he said they had over 30 bites flipping the bushes.
Yeah.
And they just put the trolling. He said they fished grass all morning, couldn't get bit. They put trolling motor down, just took off, flipping bushes.
Well, that's only going to get better too, and you know that better than anybody. That bite through this week, it's just going to get better. I mean, them fish are going to get bigger. So that bite's definitely going to get better.
Kevin, no forward-facing sonar in this event, in this whole series. Your thoughts on that? I know you're like a lot of the guys. I know you're one of the quote old timers that's been there a long time and done this a long time. Give us your thoughts on, is this a good thing? Do you think more tournaments are going to start doing this, eliminating it? What's your thoughts on forward-facing sonar?
I know it's a lot of money in it, and I don't think they're going to outlaw it. When they done the Alabama rig, when it first come out, FLW went to 5 wires, 3 hooks, 5 spinners, in the ruling they got on it. And then some of the tournaments, they outlawed it. But you hardly ever hear anything about the Alabama rig now. Which it's just the bait. But Garmin, Humminbird, Lowrance, all of them have the forward-facing, transducers.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, that's more than a bait company. All those companies. I personally don't think they're going to ever outlaw it.
Yeah.
Now, they'll have
on certain levels, no, I agree with 100%. But man, for him, for this circuit to have 78 on his very first one to ever do, and Despino tournament, which is coming up in a couple of weeks, last year to have what it's have, I think the locals and I think those guys are kind of talking a little. I mean, kind of showing that, man, they and the guide rule. I think the guide rule affects that also. The guides are not allowed to fish and the no forward face sonar. But talking about that in this circuit, Kevin, we got this coming weekend is Toledo Bend Bass Series event number 2 south of the bridge. Now, I personally, I like this. So when these rules came out, I was like, that's, we were all kind of, I don't know, it might be a little bit too many rules, but obviously this has been a big hit. So I'm assuming y'all are going to fish this coming weekend?
Well, they got the Bass Champs and the Fishers of Men and the 8. I just got to figure out what I'm going to fish. I hope I can get Randy to fish with somebody else. And Hunter can't fish this weekend, but he said you could fish by yourself. Yeah. I'd love to fish that one this weekend by myself.
Yeah.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on this weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah.
Right. And I mean, we're trying to make the championship for the fishers them in.
Yep.
And I mean, he's going to have 8 of them. And I think you got to fish 5 to make the championship.
Who you fishing fishers and men with?
Randy. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Randy and Despino. I mean, we pretty much fishing everything, I guess, seeing how he's not trapped this year.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I actually, I think the deals are pretty good. And Clint Wade's going to have one that's a no-scope deal.
He's going to have one tournament to I think he's going to kind of test the waters with a little bit.
Yeah.
That's what he was saying yesterday. He was going to do that and test the waters with it and all.
So talking about that, you talking about yesterday, Kevin. So y'all didn't have enough of the cold Friday and Saturday, Friday practicing and Saturday fishing. So y'all jumped in the truck and the boat and go to Sam Rayburn to fish the rattle trap tournament on Sam Rayburn Sunday and finish second in it.
Right.
How was
What'd you catch them on?
I caught him on a.
What'd you catch them on?
Don't say jig.
I caught him on a rattle trap on hard spots, dragging the rattle trap like you would a worm. Faster than you would fish a worm. But throw it out there, let it bottom, and yo-yo it back to the boat. I mean, we caught 2 real quick. And I'm thinking we fixing to load the boat up here because it's a really good spot where we caught them, the first 2. And then, we fished around there and fished a couple more spots just like that and caught another one. It was actually a slow day yesterday. And, then I run some drains where I'd caught them 2 or 3 weeks ago in the back of the drains. And no grass where I'm fishing. I'm fishing around the 147 bridge, up in that area. And it's no grass that I found, basically. And anyway, we just kept going from here to there to different places that I'd been, I'd caught them over the years. And I've told Hunter, I said, this is one of them little know-nothing drains. We went in it, and it actually did have a little bit of hay grass. And he caught a 7-pounder, and I caught another one that we caught with. And the wind was blowing in on it, and that's how we wound up catching them on it. Was
that big fish of the tournament too?
That was big fish of the tournament. We won big bass in second place.
Second place overall was 16.52 and a 7.30 big fish.
Right.
Now Kevin, I took do what?
I said it was an enjoyable day. Now, Hunter, you go out in the middle of the lake with a rattle trap, and he's lost. And he knows how to throw the rattle trap. I said, just do it like you would, just tick over the top of the grass. You throw it out there and let it hit bottom, and you can fit it hitting that hard spot coming in. I said, anyway, we went to a couple spots out there that he had no confidence in whatsoever. But after we finally caught a couple, he did get some confidence.
Yeah. Well, Kevin, I'm hearing on Rayburn right now, like talking to Nick LeBrun and some of the guys that have had a lot of success here recently at Sam Rayburn, that the grass, I mean, when you get really from Veach on up, they're saying there's just, hardly no grass at all. Bird Island, no grass. I was like, what? They said it's just almost disappeared. Well, the lake's up 2 feet, so could you have gone to the bushes? Of course, you couldn't. We want to throw a trap in the bushes, but could the guy this weekend go to the bushes and maybe catch a good bag?
I would think so. Because the big fish that we caught, we were throwing the rattle trap at and around the bushes when Hunter caught the big one. And we done it. We caught a couple more in the drains. But I mean, that was more so on the main lake part, and anyway, I believe you could catch them flipping the bushes. But I mean, it's throwing a rattle trap and a little crankbaits that they got. I mean, Hunter did throw the little square bill around in bushes a bunch, and never got bit on it. But either way, we done the rattle trap deal around the bushes, as close as you could get to them without hanging up.
Yeah.
Well, good deal. Well, Kevin, congrats, man, on the weekend. It was a profitable weekend, no doubt about it. And good luck this coming weekend on whatever you decide to fish.
Right, right. I would love to go back and do the one at Toledo, because I mean it's one of the deals. And I've talked with Randy about the forward facing deal. I mean, until we learn how to do it, I think we don't even need to try the live scope unless we catch a pretty decent bag. You want to go out there and Randy knows a little bit about it. I know he knows more than I do. And I mean, I can make the cast and all that, but I mean, we just really don't know what we're looking for.
Yeah.
Unless you know that you're in a school of bass.
It's
I mean,
hard.
once
it's got to be hard for two guys like yourselves that's been so successful for so long and know so many spots and what to do, where and when to do it. It's hard for me to do it, and I don't have nowhere near the knowledge that you have. But it's hard for guys just to forget about the past and go scoping. That's hard to do.
Yeah.
Right. Until we learn how to do it, we don't even look at the live scope. I mean, it is. I tell you what, it is really good on the deeper spots out there. Scan that thing around, and you can find a log that you normally got to make a cast to throw at, to hit.
Yeah.
Or the stump, or whatever, or brush pile, or whatever. It's much easier fanning that live scope around it. That you perfect cast right there. Instead of you making 3 or 4 casts until you hit what you want to hit, you pull up and shine that thing out there. The first cast, you right there.
Yep.
Yeah.
I like that. I love that part about it. But I mean, I only use a 360 to do the same thing. You know what I mean?
Right.
But
here's the thing about forward-facing sonar. People don't understand you got a 20-degree cone that you're trying to drop that bait on in a zone that's maybe 50 feet away from you. That you got to have accurate casting with forward-facing sonar to make it work.
Right. It's got to be accurate. And that's why the guys that a lot of them that are really good at it, they like the 32 versus the 34 transducer because it's got a smaller cone.
Yeah.
And I've noticed that you see a snag sticking up there, and you shine that thing at it. Well, you can be, you can swing back and forth and see how far you can be off. You know what I mean?
Right.
At a tree, and I mean, basically you get the fish and just go back and forth till you think you got it dead center, throw straight over the trolling motor.
Yeah. All right. Well, Kevin, man, great weekend. Congratulations. Good luck this week, and good luck the rest of the year. And we always enjoy having you on. Great insight. You and Hunter did a great job. I know you and Randy are one of the premier teams in this region. So we always look forward to having you on, and thank you for all the info, and we appreciate you coming on with us today, man.
All right. Thanks.
All right. Later. It's Kevin Lasyone, former FLW pro, and I've known Kevin a long time. You have too as well, Kevin Jean. I know you've known him a long time, and back in my FLW co-angler days when I fished the tour, I was a co-angler on the big tour. Kevin was fishing the pro side at that time, and we pre-fished all the time together. Every tournament I pre-fished with Kevin, and learned a lot, especially about jig fishing. Kevin, back in that day, was a jig guru and still is a jig guru, but man, that was his bread and butter back in the day. Now he's a lot more versatile today, and he'll tell you that he's a better angler today. He actually admitted to me one time that he probably started his FLW career a little too early. He probably should have waited a little longer, because he said 5 years later, I was a much better angler than I was when I started that. And
I'll say this, I don't know of many people that love bass fishing more than Kevin Lasyone does.
No, that's true.
To do it at the level he's done it every weekend for as long as he's done it, that's what's impressive to me.
Yeah,
there is not many people on this earth that love bass fishing more than Kevin Lasyone does.
No, that is the absolute truth right there. And the thing I like about Kevin, and again, I've known him a long time. He's not afraid to share a little information with you. Now, he ain't gonna give you the whole,
you might not get the whole story,
but he'll give you enough to kind of point you in the right direction if you're having trouble. I mean, he's helped me 2 or 3 times, and I've always told him thank you after I've gotten off the water with him. And he's just he's a good guy, great angler, and somebody, if you ever get a chance to get in the boat with Kevin Lasyone, don't turn it down. Get in the boat with him, and you'll learn a few things. So, but anyhow, all right, Kevin, we're going to take another quick break. When we return, we've got lake levels, tip of the week. We got tournament results and upcoming tournaments. Take one more break, recognize a few of our great sponsors. You're watching Tackle Talk Live. We'll be right back.
The Lakes Insurance Agency is an independent insurance agency taking care of Texans' insurance needs for over 25 years, offering auto, homeowners, boat, RV, life, health, and commercial insurance. Owner Clark Moore is a local fishing guide and tournament angler who understands your insurance needs and wants to be your go-to guide for all your insurance needs. For a free quote, give him a call and see why so many Texans trust the Lake Insurance Agency. 2 locations to serve you in both Nacogdoches and Broadus, Texas. Or give him a call at 936-205-4467. The next time you're headed for Toledo Bend or Sam Rayburn, stop by Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle. They have an awesome supply of everything you'll need to catch the big ones. Whether your trip calls for bass fishing, white perch tackle, catfish bait, or the ultimate fighting shiners, Keith's Tackle has you covered. Keith and former Elite Series pro Ben Matsubu also have the latest information on what, how, and where you need to be fishing on Sam Rayburn or the Bend. So for all your tackle needs, check out Keith's Toledo Bend Tackle, located just off Highway 21 on the Texas side of Toledo Bend, or call 409-625-0181. You're watching Tackle Talk Live, a show dedicated to making you a better angler. Now back to the guys with all the inside scoop, Kevin Jean and Steve Graff.
Welcome back to Tackle Talk Live, our final segment. This segment is presented by Toledo Bend Bass Series, our newest sponsor. Thank you, Matt and Gina. We appreciate all your support. We're going to give you plenty of good airtime. Keys Toledo Bend Tackle right there on Toledo Bend on the Texas side of Toledo. The Lakes Insurance of Nacogdoches, Toledo Health Clinic, Cypress Knee Outdoors, located about 10 miles south of Nacogdoches, just off I-49. Shimano and Power Implements Marine, located right there in Iowa, Louisiana. Kevin, if you tell them I watch Tackle Talk Live, what's going to happen?
You get $500 off the purchase of any new or used boat, Steve, or you get $50 off your service ticket just by telling them, hey, I heard about you guys on Tackle Talk Live. Instantly $500 off or $50 off your service ticket. So take advantage of that, guys. Make sure to tell the guys right here at Power Implements Marine that we sent you.
And real quick, here's give you a few results of the Toledo Bend. The first event on North Toledo Bend Lake was the first tournament for the new Toledo Bend Bass Series. And oh, by the way, I told Matt I would remind everybody about this. If you're in contention for a check, do not leave the boat ramp, because they are doing random polygraphs. And if you're not there and your team is called and you're not there to do the polygraph, you forfeit that money and it goes to the next team. So if you're in the hunt for a check on this series at any event, stick around in case they do a random call on you to do a polygraph, which I think is a great idea. Keeps guys on their toes. Hopefully keep people honest in this event, Kevin.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
Well, of course, Hunter Despino and Kevin Lasyone, they won this event with 20.11 pounds. Second place was Gary West and Nathan Roten. They finished second with 19.17. John Settle and Archie Doré, Natchitoches duo, they came in third with 18.17. Cody Beasley over at Campty and John Hoare, they came in fourth with 17.87. That's another good team. Next team's a really good team. Terry Burgart and Jeff Holder, 2 guys I know very well. They were fifth with 17.40. BJ Hester and Courtney Townsend, they were sixth with 16.80. Tristan Anderpoint and Louis Fontana were seventh with 16.6. And Colby Hand and Jennifer Hand were eighth with 16.05. Jacob Langley, Jansen Fontenot were ninth with 15.57. And rounding out the top 10, Ricky Madole and Ronnie Madole, they were 10th with 14.73. And so congratulations to all you guys. Great turnout. Congratulations, Matt and Gina Stewart. Good job.
Also this weekend on Saturday was the Outlaw Team Series #2 event, Steve. They called them. Sam Rayburn, they bit. Hayden Heck and Dean Adams had 29.85 with a 9-pound big fish. Second place, Doug Posey and Dakota Posey had 29.34. Third place, Riley Harris, who I think we had on the last show. Luke Potter had 25.06. And Steve, they had a 12-pounder. They had a 12.49.
Wow.
There was also a 12.66 caught by Holden Ashworth and William Oldbury, and another 9. So there was 2 12s and 2 9s caught Saturday. They had 108 teams, 2 29-pound sacks. They worked on them over there on Sam Rayburn. It took last place check was 18th place, I believe. Yes, 18th place, 17-19 was the last place check.
Yeah. And the Rattle Trap tournament, which was the next day or yesterday, Sunday, the Bill Lewis tournament over there. First place was Andrew Golden and his partner John Barrera. They won this event with 18.52. Second place was Hunter Despino, Kevin Lasyone with 16.52, as we've already talked about. William Easley fished by himself, finished third with 15.29. Fourth place was Doug Posey and Dakota Posey. They came in with 14.69. And ran up the top 5 was Brian McDonough and Michael Pendleton. They came in 5th with 13.04. I should have blown that up. My eyes can't read that little print. But anyway, that's the top 5 from the Rattle Trap. Great turnout for this event, as usual. Let's see. The last place check actually went to 17th place. Took 10:45 to come in to get the last place check in that event.
I'm pulling up some results right now, Steve. The LHSA Region 2 event was on Caney Lake this past weekend. I need to give a shout out to my boy Jackson Pete, Lane Thomas from Rose Pine High School. They won the event. They just won Toledo Bend a couple weeks ago, Steve. They won the event this past weekend on Caney Lake. They can catch them. Jackson, I know can. I've been in the boat with him when he was younger. They had 28.11 pounds with an 8.5-pound big fish, Steve. I had the results. I was trying to look for it here. See if I can find the full results. But they won. That's the Region 2 LHSA Region 2 high school. So congratulations to them Rose Pine boys for going up there and winning that, their second win of the year. So
good deal. All right, Bass Champs over on Lake Fork. They had a big event there. Drew Sloan and Nolan Jackson won this event with a total weight of 18.92. They had a 12.77 kicker. That'll put you in the money every time. Second place was Charles Fisher and Chris Albritton. They were second place with 15.32. They had a 9.62 kicker. And round out, let's see, third place was Wendell Moon and Curtis Daniels. They had 9.97, which for those fish would all been below the slot. And Kevin, you and I both know we both fished there a lot. I've fished some tournaments over there and have done well there. It's kind of a backwards scenario. You kind of focus on unders, and trying to get as heavy under a bag as you can get. And that's why our third place was 9.97. I've come in. I actually won a tournament over there with 11.25 or something like that. And again, everything has to be under the slot, and you just got to catch the right ones. It's a challenge, but
there's a lot of drop shotting that goes on at Lake Fork during tournament hours.
Yeah, and I can tell you there's a couple of V&M baits that the old J-Bug did really well for me over there. Both times I fished at the tournaments over there. J-Bug's hard to beat over there in that event. Cody Ross and River Lee was fourth with 9.55, and round to the top 5, Seth Kelm and Mike Bates. They came in with 5 fish for 9.50. That's your top 5. Let's see, the last place check took 7.95 pounds. It was 28th. They paid through 28 places, and they got the last place check. So congratulations to those guys. 216 teams showed up for this one, Kevin. And so good turnout for Bass Champs.
No, it was. It was. And talking about Bass Champs, Steve, upcoming tournaments this weekend, man, just pick which one. Like we was talking to Lasyone about, you just pick which one you want to fish. I know you guys have the ABA Solo 150 Friday and Saturday, the 28th and March 1st up there at Lake of the Pines. Toledo Bend Bass Series this weekend, south of Pendleton Bridge on Saturday. Then on Rayburn, you've got Bass Champs and Fishers of Men going on over there. So, I mean, it is just pick your poison, where you think you can catch your biggest bag, and that's where you go fishing this weekend.
And I want to remind people on the ABA Solo 150, used to be last Friday was your deadline. Now for this 2025 season, Wednesday at 5 o'clock. You can register up to Wednesday at 5 o'clock. So a lot of guys, as you well know, Kevin, sometimes you don't know until early in the week what your schedule is for the week. And good move by ABA. I think they'll pull some more teams in, some more anglers in because of that. And Chris Williams is running this tournament. And go to Facebook there. I think he's got a fresh post that's just come out. And we want to get as many people there as we can. If you get 60 people in this event, you're fishing solo. It's a pro tournament event. If you get 60 in the event, you're guaranteed 10 grand for this tournament. So hopefully we can pull 60 anglers in. A lot going on, though, this weekend. It's going to be a challenge. I think there's so many tournaments right now. And it's March, Kevin. Now you're in the 1st of March. Here we go. It really cranks up now from here on out.
And then they're just getting bigger and bigger. I mean, next weekend, March 8th, last year it was the biggest tournament on Toledo Bend, the Despino Fishing for Kids tournament. Despino Tire Fishing for Kids tournament on Toledo Bend, March 8th. Last year, 330, something like that, entries. Great event. It's another no forward-facing sonar, no guides. The very next day is the Battle of the Brands event that Outlaw Outdoor puts on. If you guys are not familiar with that, go to the Outlaw Outdoors Facebook page. It's the Battle of the Brand, the GSM brands. And you can check out all that information there. And that's going to be at Toledo Bend the very next day on Sunday.
Yeah. Back-to-back days. The Outlaw Outdoors runs both of those basically. March 15th, Toledo Bend Series North. They're back on the water again next week, the following week. So that series just continues to just keep rolling right along. So I'm anxious to see how their numbers do. Fishers of Men Texas Northeast Division will be at Lake of the Pines on the 15th of March. And let's see here. And the Dylan Poche, just an absolutely ginormous event for Toledo Bend. Dylan Kyle Poche tournament will be March 22nd right there on Toledo Bend out of Cypress Bend Park.
Yeah, that's the very next weekend is Texas Team Trail on Toledo Bend. March is a big month for Toledo Bend. The Despino, then Battle of the Brands, the Toledo Bend Bass Series North, Dylan Poche on the 22nd, 29th, the Texas Team Trail. So big weekend, big month for Toledo Bend. We haven't had a whole lot going on, but March, here it is.
Yeah, and the 30th of March, this is a new circuit, Elite Outdoors, King of the Pines. They have a team deal and an individual. The individual is a no forward-facing sonar tournament. And I think this past weekend on the Pines, they had took 21 pounds to win it or 20 pounds to win it. And it's funny how those weights come way down once you get the forward-facing sonar out of the way. But they had a good turnout for this Elite Outdoors King of the Pines circuit that's just cranked up, I think, this year. And but they have two divisions. They have team and individual. So that's March the 30th. So, all right, lake levels. The lake's on the rise. Toledo Bend has come up 1.08 feet in the last 10 days. It's right now 5.4 inches below pool, a little less than a foot below pool. 24-hour gain, 1.44. Sam Rayburn, 166.52. It's 2.12 feet high right now. So water's in the bushes over there. All you bush guys like me, hey, get ready. You can go over there and probably snatch you a few out of them bushes over there. 10-day loss, 1.5 feet, and 24-hour loss, 1.8 feet. They are pulling it down, so I don't know how hard they're going to pull it, but anyway. Lake of the Pines, where a lot of guys are headed this weekend. It's at 230.43. It's 5.16 inches above pool. 10-day gain, 9.12 inches with this recent rain. 24-hour loss, 0.48. So they are pulling it. They got some gates open. And on Caddo, 1.17. It's 1.67 feet high. 10-day loss, 0.24, and 24-hour loss, 0.12. So they got the gates open on Caddo as well, trying to keep it down. So anyway, a lot of spring rains coming our way, probably, Kevin. But the next 7 or 8 days, it's going to be pretty days, sunshine, warming them shallow waters up. It could be a great weekend, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I mean, it could just be on this weekend.
No, it definitely could be. There's going to be a lot of things happening this weekend. They're going to catch them. All lakes, they're going to catch them, no doubt about it.
Yeah. All right, Kevin, product of the week for Shimano. What you got?
So, Steve, the Century Combo, it's the Shimano Combo that is $99, guys. It's a little hard to find because they sell out so quick. If you can get your hands on one of these at the local retailers, pick it up, try it out. It's a lot of different sizes and reel combinations. This is the 2500 series reel on the 7-foot medium. They have the medium heavy. They have the 3000 reel comes on a 7-foot medium heavy. Then they have the 2500 reel comes on a 6.6 medium and medium heavy. Next time, these are the green rods. So next time you're in one of your dealers and you see this rod, guys, pick it up, put it in your hand. For a $99 combo, it's a really good bass fishing rig that you need to try out, test out. Really good reel, good action in the rod. Again, for $99, you can't beat it. Next time you see one of these in a store, pick it up, play with it a little bit. And you better buy it because these things are hard to come by because they are. Now, saying all that, I'm hoping to get some more stores stocked up around April. But if you can get your hands on one right now, you better grab it while you can.
Great combo for all you scopers. Yeah. All right. My tip of the week this week. This is something I've started doing. I started doing it about 4 or 5 years ago. And it's really, for me, like I do a lot of homework before I go to a tournament, whether it's been pre-fishing, whether it's on the internet. I do a lot of research, trying to figure out what do I need to be doing, what I need to be throwing. Well, one thing I've done in the last few years, I created what's called a tournament box, strictly for that tournament, for that lake. And I put in here everything that I'm getting ready to possibly test or throw for Lake of the Pines, things I want to try this week. I want to make sure I don't forget something. And having this tournament box allows me to remember, oh yeah, I need to throw that. I need to give that a try. And so if it's great for organizing. It'll help you and kind of help you narrow things down in the tournament as to what you need to be doing. And but that's one thing I've started doing. And so get your tournament box. It'll save you some time. Everything that you're trying to want to throw is in one box. And it's just real convenient. All you got to do is reach in there, grab it, one box, pull it out, pull whatever bait you're wanting to throw and try and test and get after it. So saves you a lot of time. But anyway, and time on the water and tournament fishing is money. So make sure you don't waste a lot of time digging and going through all your boxes. Where is this bait? Where's that bait? Get you a tournament box specifically for that event and change it out for the next tournament. That's what I do. All right. Kev, that's all I got. You got anything else?
One thing here, guys. Make sure to follow Power Implements Marine on their social media on Facebook and Instagram. They do a really good job on their social media. Have some really good pictures. A lot of deals they'll throw out there on their social media with some great picks on boat deals of the week, or hey, we've got this on right now. We got this boat in stock right now, so on and so forth. Make sure that you are following Power Implements Marine on their social media accounts. Go right now, hit that follow button, and you don't want to miss out on some great deals they have.
And again, we want to thank Matt and Gina Stewart for coming on with us and coming on board as one of our main sponsors for the Toledo Bend Bass Series. Great idea, Matt, Gina. Congratulations. Job well done. And all you guys that are fishing the Toledo Bend Bass Series, make sure to tune us in every week because we're going to be covering it. We'll make sure we give you the insight, try to have the winners on from time to time and give you some good information that maybe you can use in the next event. So looking forward to doing more with Toledo Bend Bass Series. All right. That's it for us. Thank you for tuning us in today. Please check us out on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, wherever you listen to any kind of podcast. If you'd like to become a member of our sponsorship team, do what Toledo Bend Bass Series did. Contact us on our Facebook page. Send us a message. We'll make sure Kevin gets you a detailed packet out ASAP. For Kevin Jean, yours truly, Steve Graff. We appreciate you watching, and we'll see you next week with more Tackle Talk Live.